Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to our special place. This is VUS, Learning English Podcast. My name is Anna, and I am so happy you are here with me today. If this is your first time here, welcome. I am so glad you found us. If you are coming back, welcome home. It is always wonderful to have you. Today, we have a very important topic. A topic that can change your life. We are going to talk about your memory. We will learn how to remember everything you want to remember. Yes, everything. This is a journey we will take together, hand in hand, step by step. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to be here. Thank you for giving your time to yourself. You are doing something wonderful. If you enjoy our time together, you can help our podcast grow. You can tap the like button, or you can subscribe to our channel. This helps other English learners just like you find our little home. Thank you for your support. I'm always curious. Where are you listening from today? Are you in the United States? Or maybe Taiwan? Or Mexico? Please tell me in the comments. I love to see where our friends are in the world. It makes me feel so connected to you. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin our journey together. Let's imagine something. You are at a party, or maybe you are at work. You are in a room with new people. You meet someone new. They have a warm smile. They tell you their name. Let's say their name is David. 5 minutes later, they say goodbye. They say, goodbye, your name. They remember your name. You smile, you nod your head. But inside, your mind is empty. Oh no, what was their name? You are thinking and thinking, but you cannot find the name. It is gone. You feel a little bad. You feel a little embarrassed. It is a small moment. But it feels like a big problem. It feels like you failed. Does this feel familiar? Or maybe this happened to you. You are in an exam, you are taking a test, you look at a question, you know the answer, you really know it. You studied for this test. You read the book. You remember the page in the book. But the answer is not there. Your mind is blank. It is like a white wall. You cannot access the information. You feel so frustrated. Your own mind is not helping you. Why? Or how about this one? You are in your living room. You decide to go to the kitchen. You have a reason. You need something. You walk into the kitchen. You stand there and you stop. Why did I come here? The reason is gone, completely gone. You laugh a little. You say, oh, I'm getting old. But a small part of you is worried. Is something wrong with me? Is my memory broken? Is it just bad? Maybe you have tried to remember more. You tell yourself, I will focus more. This time, I will pay attention. But you still forget things. You forget a birthday. You forget an anniversary. You read the same page in a book 3 times. You feel like your mind is not your friend. It feels like it is working against you. If you feel this way, I want you to listen closely. Take a deep breath. Breathe in and breathe out. You are here for a reason. This is an important moment. This is where everything can change for you. This is not just another podcast. I will not give you a few small tips. This is a big change, a life-changing moment. You are about to learn something amazing. Your brain is not broken. Your memory is not bad. Your mind is not weak. It is strong. It is powerful. It has just been waiting for instructions. It needs a user manual. And today we will open that manual. We will read it together. Are you ready? For many years, I believed my memory was bad. I really did. When I was in school, I had a hard time. I saw other students. They seemed to remember everything so easily. I thought they had a photographic memory, like a camera in their head. I did not feel like that. I would study for many, many hours. I would read and read and read. But in an exam, the information was gone. It disappeared. I was the person who could not remember names. I was the person who forgot the end of a story. I just accepted it. I thought, my name is Anna and I have a bad memory. It felt like a part of me. But what if that is a lie? What if I have a bad memory is not true? I want to tell you a secret. The difference is not between a good memory and a bad memory. No, the difference is between a trained memory and an untrained memory. Let me say that again. The difference is between a trained memory and an untrained memory. The people who remember everything easily were not born with a special brain. They do not have a supercomputer in their head. They have just learned how to use their brain. Maybe they know it, maybe they don't, but they are using their brain in the right way, the way it was made to be used. They know the rules of the memory game. I wanted to learn these rules. My journey took me to many places. I learned about the science of the mind. I learned how the brain works. I studied the secrets of memory masters from long ago, and I learned from the memory champions of today. And what I found was amazing. It was not just a list of tips. It was a system, a complete system where every part works together. I call this system the permanent memory blueprint. A blueprint is a plan to build something. This is a plan to build your permanent memory. This is not about tricks. It is about changing how you think about information. It is like upgrading your phone's software. We are going to upgrade your mind's operating system, and it will be a permanent change. Today, I will give you the whole plan, not just 1 or 2 steps. I will give you all 12 steps. By the end of our time together, you will understand why you forget, and you will have the keys to remember anything you want, anything that is important to you. Section 1, understanding how your memory actually works. Our first step is the most important. Before we build a beautiful, tall building, we must understand this ground. So first, we must remove the old wrong ideas about memory. We will replace them with the truth. You feel like your memory is broken, but it is not. You are just using it the wrong way. Imagine you have a hammer and you have a screwdriver. You want to put a nail in the wall. You try to use the screwdriver. It doesn't work very well. Is the screwdriver broken? No. You are just using the wrong tool, or you are using the tool in the wrong way. It is the same with your memory. It is not the tool's fault. It is the technique. So here's the biggest truth. Memory is not a thing. It is a process. What does that mean? Your memory is not a box. It is not a library where you put books. You do not just put information in a place. No. Memory is a living process. There are 3 main steps in this process. Step 1, encoding. Step 2, storage. Step 3, retrieval. Let's talk about them. It is very simple. Encoding is the first moment. It is when you first learn something, when you first hear a name, when you first read a fact. This is where most memory problems begin, almost all of them. We think we forgot a name, but the truth is we never really learned the name. We never encoded it. Your brain was busy. You were distracted. You were not really listening. So the name was just a sound. It went in your ear, but it did not enter your mind. The next step is storage. This is the process of keeping the information, keeping it for a long time. Your brain has short-term memory and it has long-term memory. Short-term is like your hands. You can hold a few things. Long-term is like a huge room. You can store many things. To move information from your hands to the big room, your brain needs a reason. It needs to know this information is important. If you think the information is not important, your brain will think so too. Your brain has a filter. It asks, is this important? Should I keep it? If the answer is no, it throws it away. Poof, gone. The last step is retrieval. This is when you need the information back. You need to pull it out of the big room. This is the moment at the party when you need the name. This is the moment in the exam when you need the answer. Retrieval is easy if the first two steps were done well. If you encoded it well and you stored it well, then you can retrieve it. A smart man named Hermann Ebbinghaus studied forgetting. He made something called the forgetting curve. It shows that we forget things very fast. We forget most of what we learn in just a few hours, if we do nothing. So forgetting is normal. Forgetting is the default. It is what our brain does automatically. Remembering is different. Remembering is an active choice. It is something you do. The permanent memory blueprint is a system to help you make that choice. It helps you be active. It helps you fight the forgetting curve, and it helps you win. So let's start being active. Section 2. Attention is the unskippable foundation. The next step is attention. If your memory's a house, attention is the ground, the foundation. You cannot build a strong house on weak ground. You cannot build a strong memory without attention. This is so important. You cannot remember what you do not pay attention to. It sounds very simple, so simple, but it is the biggest reason we forget, especially in our modern world. Think about it again. You are at the party. Someone tells you their name. Hi, my name is David. Are you really listening to the name? Are you really focused on the word David? Or are you thinking about other things? What should I say next? Is my handshake okay? What is this person thinking about me? Your mind is everywhere. It is not focused on the name. The sound David goes into your ear, but your brain does not process it. It does not encode it. So you did not forget David's name. You never heard David's name in the first place, not really. Our world today is full of distractions. Notifications on your phone. Endless things to see on social media. We try to do many things at once. This is called multitasking. We think we are good at it, but our brains are not. We listen to a podcast and we write an email. We study and our phone is buzzing on the table. This creates something called cognitive load. It means your brain is too full. It is too busy. When your brain's focus is split, it cannot learn new things well. Its power goes down. It is like trying to have a good conversation at a loud concert. You can hear a word here, a word there, but you miss the meaning. You miss the connection. So what can we do? The first action in our blueprint is to practice attention, undivided attention, one thing at a time. When you choose to learn something, give it all your focus, maybe for just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes of full attention. When you read a book, put your phone in another room. Out of sight, out of mind. When your friend is telling you something important, turn away from your computer. Look at them. Listen to them. Listen like it is the most important thing in the world. Attention is a muscle, like the muscles in your arms. At first, it will feel weak. Your mind will wander. It will go to other places. That is okay. That is normal. The practice is not about having perfect focus all the time. No, the practice is about noticing when your mind has wandered. And then you gently bring it back, without anger, without frustration, just gently. Okay, mind, let's come back now. Every time you bring your focus back, you are making your attention muscle stronger. It is like lifting a small weight, again and again. For you, my dear English learner, this is so important. You cannot learn English passively. You cannot just have it on in the background. When you listen to English, really listen. Focus on one new word. How does it sound? What is the shape of the mouth of the person speaking? When you read in English, focus on one sentence. Look at how it is built. Give one piece of information your full attention. Because what you pay attention to, you encode. And what you encode, you can remember. Everything else is just noise. You can let the noise go. You are in control. Section 3. Turning abstract into unforgettable. Okay, so now we are paying attention. Our focus is here. Now we can use the powerful tools in our brain, the tools for encoding. The next step in our blueprint is visualization. This means making pictures in your mind. Our brains are not good at remembering boring things, abstract things like words, numbers, and random facts. To our brain, these things are not very interesting. So, what does our brain love? It loves things it can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. It loves sensory information. Especially our brain loves pictures. Our ability to see and understand images is very, very powerful. A very big part of our brain is just for seeing. So here's the secret. We need to change the boring, abstract thing into an exciting visual thing, a picture. We need to speak our brain's language, and that language is pictures. Think about this. You do not remember the letters D-O-G. You remember a picture of a dog. Maybe you see your dog from when you were a child. You can feel its soft fur. You can hear its happy bark. The word dog is just a key. It unlocks a rich picture in your mind. So, how do we do this for new information? Let's practice. Let's say you meet a new person at work. Her name is Rose. The name Rose is an abstract sound. Boring. Let's turn it into a picture. What does rose sound like? It sounds like the flower, a rose. So the next time you see her for just 1 second, imagine her holding a big, beautiful red rose. See the bright red color. Smell the sweet flower. Maybe she gives the rose to you. You have now connected the abstract name Rose to a strong picture. Here's the key. Your images need to be 3 things. 1. Vivid, very clear and colorful. 2. Exaggerated, very big or very strange. 3. Full of action, moving. Why? Because our brains do not pay attention to normal things. Think about cars on the street. You see hundreds of normal cars every day. You do not remember any of them. They are boring. But what if you saw a bright pink car and it was super long, like a limousine, and a giraffe was sticking its head out of the roof? Would you remember that? Yes, you would remember it for years. You need to create a pink limousine in your mind for everything you want to remember. Make it crazy. Make it funny. Make it unforgettable. Let's try another one. A science fact. You learn that mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell. This is very boring, abstract, easy to forget. Let's make a mental movie. Mitochondria. That sounds like Mighty condor. A condor is a very big bird. So let's picture a very strong bird, a mighty condor. It has big muscles on its arms. And where is it? It's inside a prison cell. What is it doing? It is the powerhouse. So it is making power. Imagine the mighty condor is riding a bicycle. The bicycle is connected to a big light bulb. The condor is pedaling very fast. It is sweating. It is making the light bulb shine brightly. It is powering the whole cell. This image is silly. It is ridiculous. And that is why you will never forget it. Mighty condor in a cell powering it. Mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell. This is an amazing tool for learning English. Stop trying to remember a new word just by repeating it. That is boring for your brain. Instead, make a picture. Let's say you want to learn the word gargantuan. Gargantuan means very, very big. Gargantuan. What does it sound like? Maybe car giant one. So picture your car, but it is a giant car. It is so big it fills your whole garage. It is one giant car. Car, giant one. Gargantuan. You connect the sound of the word to a crazy picture. Now you are speaking your brain's language. From today, you are not just a memorizer. You are a movie director. You are the director of your own mental movies. Section 4. Weaving facts into a narrative. Your brain loves pictures. But it loves pictures that move and connect even more. Your brain loves stories. Think about it. Since the beginning of humans, we have loved stories. Sitting around a fire, telling tales, watching movies, reading books. A story makes sense. It has a start, a middle, and an end. It has a logic. And very importantly, a story makes you feel something. Emotion. A list of random facts has no story. It has no emotion. It is boring, and so we forget it. The story method is our next step. It is one of the most powerful and fun ways to remember. It works by linking things that are not connected. You link them together into a single story, a flowing story, usually a very strange and funny story. Instead of remembering 10 different things, you only have to remember one story. Okay, now we will do this together. This is an interactive exercise. Right now, you will prove to yourself that your memory is not broken. It is amazing. I will give you a list of 10 simple words. I want you to try to remember them in order. Just use your old way of remembering, okay? Here are the words: monkey phone balloon river, diamond chef car stars, book ladder. Try for a few seconds. It's hard, right? The words just float around. They don't stick. Okay, now forget that. Let's use the story method. We are going to make a crazy movie in our minds. We will link word 1 to word 2, then word 2 to word 3, and so on. Let's build this story together. Are you ready? Close your eyes if it helps. First word, monkey. Picture a big, funny monkey. Maybe it is a bright purple monkey, and it's wearing a little hat. See it clearly. Next word, phone. Suddenly, the monkey pulls out a phone. The phone is ringing, but it is not a normal phone. It is a big yellow banana. The banana is ringing like a phone. This is so silly. Next word, balloon. The monkey answers the banana phone, but as he talks, it starts to get bigger. It inflates like a balloon, a giant red balloon, bigger and bigger. Next word, river. The balloon gets so big that it pops. Bang! And when it pops, water comes out. A whole river gushes out of the balloon. A powerful river is now flowing through the room. Next word, diamond. Floating on the river is something big and shiny. It is a diamond, but it's not a small diamond. It is as big as a house, a giant diamond boat floating on the river, sparkling in the light. Next word, chef. Who is on the giant diamond? A tiny little chef. He is wearing a tall white chef's hat. He is very busy. He is cooking something. Next word, car. The chef flips a pancake. He flips it very, very high in the air. The pancake flies and lands on a car, but this is a flying car. The pancake lands on its window. Next word, stars. The flying car cannot see because of the pancake, so it swerves. It flies straight up into the sky. Up, up, up. It flies between the beautiful twinkling stars. Next word, book. One of the stars starts to fall. As it falls, it changes. It transforms into a big, old book. The book has a heavy leather cover. Final word, ladder. The book falls and hits the ground with a loud sound. Thud. The book opens by itself, and out of the pages, a tall wooden ladder starts to grow. It grows up, 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 all the way back to the sky. Okay, wow, that was a crazy movie. Now take a moment. Play that movie again in your head, from the beginning. See the monkey with the banana phone? The phone becoming a balloon? The balloon popping into a river? The chef on the diamond in the river? The pancake hitting the car? The car flying in the stars? The star turning into a book? And the book growing a ladder? Okay. Now let's see. Can you list the 10 words? In order. The first was a monkey. The monkey had a phone. The phone became a balloon. The balloon made a river. On the river was a diamond. On the diamond was a chef. The chef flipped a pancake onto a car. The car flew to the stars. A star became a book. The book grew a ladder. Did you do it? I'm sure you did. You just memorized 10 random words in order, and it was easy. It was fun. Do you see? Your memory is not broken. You were just using the wrong method. You were trying to juggle sand. Now you are telling a story. You can use this for anything. Your shopping list. The main points for a presentation. Things you need to do tomorrow. For my English learners, this is amazing. You can link new vocabulary words together. Imagine you want to learn 3 new words. Ubiquitous, meaning everywhere. Exacerbate, meaning to make something bad. Procrastinate, meaning to delay doing something. Let's make a mini story. My ubiquitous smartphone picture. Your phone is everywhere you look. Exacerbate my problem picture. It making a bad feeling feel even worse, like adding salt to a wound because it makes me procrastinate. Picture yourself wanting to work, but you pick up the phone instead and delay your work. 1 short story, 3 new words. This is much better than a boring list. You are a storyteller now. Section 5. The blueprint step. 5. Spaced repetition. The science of not forgetting. You just had a wonderful moment. An aha moment. You memorized the list of 10 words. You feel amazing, like a memory genius. But listen carefully. If you do nothing else, you will forget. The forgetting curve is always there. In one day, your story about the monkey will be a little blurry. In 1 week, it might be gone completely. So, how do we make the memory permanent? This brings us to our 5th step. This step is proven by science. It is called spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is the smart way to review, to practice. Think about most students. How do they study for a test? They cram. The night before the test, they study for hours and hours. They read their notes again and again. This is not a good way. It is very inefficient. It is like trying to get a beautiful suntan in one day. You stay in the sun for 10 hours. What happens? You do not get a nice tan. You get burned. It hurts. It is much better to go in the sun for 20 minutes every day. For a few weeks. You will get a beautiful, healthy tan. Spaced repetition works exactly like this. The idea is very simple. You review information at the right time. The intervals, the time between reviews, get longer and longer. So a schedule could look like this. First, you learn something new, like our monkey story. Review 1. You review it after 1 hour. Just tell the story in your head again. Review 2. You review it the next day, 1 day later. Review 3. You review it a few days later, maybe 3 days later. Review 4. You review it next week, 1 week later. And you continue. The time between reviews gets longer and longer. Why does this work so well? Each time you are trying to remember the information just before you forget it. That moment is very important. When you successfully remember it, you send a strong message to your brain. You say, "Hey brain, this is important. Do not delete this file. Keep it." That action of trying to remember makes the memory stronger. The connection in your brain becomes thicker, more permanent. This changes how you study. You do not need one giant 8-hour study day. That is stressful and not effective. Instead, you can have many short 15-minute study sessions. Spread them out over many days and weeks. This is not more work. It is smarter work. It works with your brain, not against it. So how can you do this easily? You can use a calendar to remind yourself. But the easiest way is to use technology. There are apps for your phone or computer, apps like Anki or Quizlet. These are called spaced repetition systems, or SRS. You can make digital flashcards. On one side, you put a question. On the other side, you put the answer. Even better, use our blueprint. On one side, put a word. On the other side, put your crazy visual story. The app will then show you the cards at the perfect time. It manages the schedule for you. You just open the app for a few minutes every day. For my dear English learners, an SRS app is a superpower. It is maybe the best tool to build a big vocabulary that you will not forget. Every time you learn a new English word with a picture and a story, put it into your SRS app. The app is like your personal memory coach. It sits in your pocket. It makes sure the words you learned today stay with you for years and years. This is how you stop the cycle. The cycle of learning a word and then forgetting it, and then learning it again. No more. Now you can build your knowledge, stronger and stronger day by day. Section 6, the blueprint step. 6, emotional connection, making information matter. I have a question for you. Why is it that you can remember a small detail from an argument you had 10 years ago? You remember the words, the feeling, the place, but you cannot remember the name of the book you just finished reading last week. What is the difference? The answer is one word: emotion. When you learn something and you feel a strong emotion, your brain puts a big, bright flag on that memory. It says, "This is important. Record this. Save this forever." When you feel joy or fear or surprise or even anger, a special part of your brain wakes up. This part works like a highlighter pen. It highlights the memory and tells your brain to keep it safe. This is why we remember our first kiss, or a scary car accident, or the day we heard wonderful news. These memories are covered in emotional ink. This ink is permanent. It makes them unforgettable. Here's the problem. Most of the things we need to learn for school or work are not emotional. A math formula, a historical date, a company rule. These things are emotionally neutral. They are boring. And what does our brain do with boring information? It ignores it, and then it forgets it. So our sixth step in the blueprint is to add emotion ourselves. If the information does not have emotion, we must give it emotion. We must be the ones to add the emotional ink. How do we do this? We use our powerful imagination. Let's say you need to remember a simple fact. For example, you need to remember your friend's birthday is on October 26th. The numbers 10 and 26 are boring and abstract. Now let's add emotion. Why do you want to remember this birthday? Because you love your friend. You want to make them happy. Feel that love for your friend. Feel the joy you will see on their face when you say happy birthday. Imagine their happy smile. Imagine giving them a warm hug. Now connect that feeling to the date, October 26th. Maybe you can visualize the number 26 made of birthday candles, and you feel the warmth and happiness of the party. You are connecting the boring fact to a warm, happy feeling. The date is no longer just a number. It is a symbol of your friendship and love. You can also use humor. Humor is a very strong emotion. If you can make something funny, you will remember it. Find a personal reason to care. Why does this information matter to you? If you are learning about the human body, for example, don't just look at drawings. Think about your own body. Think about the hearts of the people you love. Their hearts are beating right now. This amazing machine is keeping them alive. Feel a sense of wonder. Feel a sense of gratitude. Wow, this is amazing. Suddenly, the information is not just a dry fact from a book. It is part of a system that you care about, a system that is personal to you. For English learners, this can change everything. When you learn a new word, connect it to a real feeling. Don't just learn the word devastated. Devastated means feeling extremely sad and shocked. Connect it to a time in your life when you felt very, very sad. Or think of a character in a movie who was devastated. Feel the heaviness of that word. When you learn the word ecstatic, do the same. Ecstatic means feeling extremely happy and excited. Remember a moment in your life of pure joy, your wedding day, the birth of your child, a wonderful success. Feel that ecstatic joy in your body. Now, you are tying the new word to an old, strong feeling. You are not just learning a definition. You are expanding your heart. You are learning to feel and express yourself in a new language. And you are giving your brain that emotional highlighter pen. You are telling it, this word matters. Mark it as unforgettable. Section 7, the blueprint step 7. Teach it to learn it, the Feynman technique. Here's a very interesting idea in learning. It is called the protege effect. A protege is a student that you help. Scientists did studies. They found that when a student has to teach a topic to another person, they learn it much, much better. They understand it more deeply, and they get higher scores on tests. When you think you have to teach something, your brain changes. It prepares the information in a different way, a better way. This brings us to our 7th step. This is a method used by a very smart physicist, Richard Feynman. His method is simple. To truly learn something, teach it. Think about when you just read a book or listened to a podcast. It is easy to trick yourself. You nod your head. Yes, this makes sense. You feel like you understand. You think, okay, I know this now. This is called the illusion of competence. An illusion is something that is not real. You feel competent, you feel smart, but it might not be true. But when you have to explain that same idea to someone else in simple words without looking at your notes, that illusion disappears. You immediately see where the problems are. You find the gaps in your knowledge. You find the parts that are not clear in your mind. The action of teaching forces you to do amazing things for your memory. First, it makes you actively remember the information. This is active recall, which we will talk about later. It is the best way to make a memory strong. Second, teaching forces you to organize the information. You cannot teach something that is a mess in your head. You have to give it a structure, a beginning, a middle, and an end. You have to make it simple. This process builds very strong connections in your brain. You do not need a real student to do this. You do not need a classroom. You can teach it to a friend. You can explain it to your partner. You can even explain it to your pet. Your dog or your cat will be a very patient student. A funny trick that computer programmers use is the rubber duck method. They put a small rubber duck on their desk, and they explain their computer code to the duck line by line. It sounds silly, but it works. The important thing is the action. The action of saying the information out loud in simple terms. As you try to explain, you will get stuck. You will say, and then this part connects to the, you know that thing. That moment of, oh, I'm stuck is a gift. It is like a red light flashing. It shows you exactly where you need to study more. So you go back to the book or the notes. You fill that gap in your knowledge. Then you try to teach it again. You repeat this until you can explain the whole idea from start to finish. So simply that a 12-year-old child could understand it. When you can do that, you don't just know it, you understand it deeply. And deep understanding is the key to a permanent memory. For English learners, this is a super fast way to become fluent. Take a grammar rule that is difficult for you. For example, the present perfect tense. I have seen. Now pretend you have to teach it to a friend who is just starting English. How would you explain it? What simple examples would you use? You might say, this tense is special. It connects the past and the present. We use it to talk about experiences in our life. For example, I have visited Paris. It means I did it sometime in my past, and that experience is still part of me now. The process of creating that simple explanation will make the rules so much clearer in your own mind. It is much better than just doing a worksheet. So find a student, even if it's just a rubber duck, and start teaching. Section 8, the blueprint step 8, the mind palace, your memory's filing cabinet. We have arrived at a very special technique. It is very old and it is very powerful. It was used by great speakers in ancient Rome. They could give long speeches for hours without any notes. Today, it is used by memory champions. They can memorize thousands of numbers, or the order of many decks of playing cards. This technique is called the method of Loci, but it has a cooler name, the mind palace. This technique works because it uses a natural superpower of your brain, your spatial memory, your memory for places. For thousands of years, humans needed to remember places. Where is the safe water? Where are the good fruit trees? Where is the dangerous tiger? Remembering places was essential for survival. Because of this, our memory for places is amazing. The Mind Palace uses this natural ability to store any kind of information. The idea is simple. First, you choose a place you know very, very well, a place you can walk through in your mind with your eyes closed. It could be your house, or your daily walk to work, or your favorite park. Then, you choose specific spots along that route. These spots are your loci or locations. These are your mental files. Finally, you place a crazy, vivid picture of what you want to remember at each spot. Let's build a very small mind palace right now. We can use your own body. It is a place you know very well. We will choose 5 locations on our body from bottom to top. 1, your toes. 2, your knees. 3, your hips. 4, your shoulders. 5, the top of your head. Okay, you have your 5 locations. Now let's remember a simple shopping list. Let's say you need to buy 1, apples. 2, bread. 3, milk. 4, coffee. 5, eggs. Now let's place these items in our body palace using crazy pictures. 1, toes. Apples. Imagine you are stepping on bright red apples. They are squishing between your toes. You can feel the cold juice and see the red skins. It's a messy, silly feeling. 2, knees, bread. Now, move up to your knees. Imagine that 2 big, warm loaves of bread are stuck to your knees. They are your new knee pads. You can smell the fresh bread. It's warm. 3, hips, milk. Move up to your hips. Imagine you are wearing a belt, but instead of a normal belt, it is a hula hoop. And as you swing your hips, a waterfall of white milk is splashing everywhere from the hula hoop. 4, shoulders, coffee. Let's go up to your shoulders. Imagine 2 cups of hot coffee are balanced on your shoulders. You can see the steam rising. You can smell the strong, delicious coffee smell. You have to be very careful not to spill it. 5, top of your head, eggs. Finally, the top of your head. Imagine someone is cracking eggs on your head. You can feel the cold, slimy egg yolk running down your hair. Yuck! What a strange and memorable feeling. Okay, our job is done. The images are stored. Now, to remember the shopping list, you just take a mental walk. You walk through your body palace. What is on my toes? Oh yes, squishy apples. I need to buy apples. What is on my knees? Warm bread, knee pads. I need bread. What is around my hips? A waterfall of milk. I need milk. What is on my shoulders? Hot cups of coffee. I need coffee. And what is on the top of my head? Messy eggs. I need eggs. It works, and it's fun. It is much better than a boring list. You can make big palaces. Your house can have 20, 30, or even 50 locations. Your front door, your sofa, your kitchen table, your bed, each spot is a memory file. For English learners, this is perfect for remembering a speech or a presentation. Place the picture for your first sentence at your front door. Place the picture for your second point on your living room sofa. Place your conclusion at your bedroom window. To give the speech, you just take a calm, mental walk through your own house. You are just describing what you see. This removes the fear of forgetting your words, because you are not remembering words. You are looking at pictures in a place you know and love. Section 9. The Blueprint. Step 9. Review before sleep. Consolidate your learning overnight. Imagine you are the boss of a big office. During the day, your team works hard. They learn new things. They create new documents. At the end of the day, they put a pile of documents on your desk. As the boss, you have a choice. You look at the documents, You decide which ones are important to keep for the long term. You file them carefully in a big cabinet. You also decide which documents are not important. You put them in the shredder. They are gone forever. Your brain has a boss just like this. And this boss works every night. While you are sleeping, sleep is not just rest. It is not a time when your brain shuts down. No, sleep is a very active, very important time for your memory. This process is called memory consolidation. Consolidation means to make something stronger and more solid. During deep sleep, your brain replays the things you learned during the day. It's like watching a movie of your day. This process strengthens the connections for important memories. Your brain moves the important information from the small temporary storage area to the big permanent storage area. It is like saving a computer file from the temporary memory RAM to the permanent hard drive. So our 9th step is to use this natural process. We can help our brain's nightly boss. How? By doing a quick review of the most important information right before you go to sleep. This review is like putting a big yellow sticky note on the documents on your desk. A note that says, "Urgent. File this, do not shred." By thinking about the information right before you sleep, you are telling your brain what to work on. You are priming your brain to consolidate that specific information. Studies show that this simple action can really help you remember more the next day. This is not a long, hard study session. If you study hard, it will be difficult to fall asleep. No, this is a light, quick, easy review. Just 5 or 10 minutes. If you are a student, you can quickly look at your notes from the day. Don't read every word. Just look at your main ideas and the pictures you drew. If you are practicing for a presentation using your mind palace, do one last mental walkthrough before you sleep. See the images in each location. If you used our story method to learn a list, play that crazy mental movie one more time. For my English learners, this can be a beautiful and calm way to end your day. Spend 5 minutes with your spaced repetition app like Anki. Just review a few words. Or you can listen to a short piece of an English audiobook. Just one paragraph. Focus on the beautiful sound and rhythm of the language. You are giving your brain its instructions for the night. You are saying, "Tonight, please work on my English. Make those connections stronger." This has another wonderful benefit. It helps you sleep better. Many people cannot sleep because their mind is full of worries. By focusing your mind on a simple, calm task, you push those worries away. So you learn better and you sleep better. It's a win-win situation. Section 10. Write it down by hand, engaging your motor memory. We live in a digital world, a world of screens. Typing on a computer or a phone is how we write most of the time. It is fast, it is easy, it is clean. But for learning and remembering, we lose something very important. We lose a special power when we only type. The 10th step of our blueprint is about going back to the simple old way. Write things down by hand with a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper. This is not just about feeling old-fashioned. It is about science. It is about how your brain works. The physical action of writing by hand is very complex for your brain. It is much more complex than just tapping a key. When you write, every letter needs a different movement from your hand. A, B, C. They are all different shapes. This action involves your brain on a much deeper level. It engages your motor memory. Also, and this is very important, writing by hand is slow. And for learning, slow is often good. Slow is often better. When you type, it is easy to copy information without thinking. You can type what a teacher is saying very fast, but the information goes in your ears and out your fingers. It does not stop in your brain. It does not sink in, but you cannot write by hand that fast. You are forced to do something different. You are forced to listen, to process the information, to summarize it, and to put it in your own words. You have to create your own understanding of the information while you are writing. This active process is the best way to encode information. So when you are in a class or watching a lesson, try using a notebook and a pen. And don't just write down the words, create your notes. Be an active note taker. Use our blueprint techniques. When you hear an important idea, don't just write the sentence. Pause. Create a quick, funny picture for it in your mind, and then draw that little picture in your notes. Draw arrows to connect ideas. Use different colors to make things stand out. Make your notes a map of your thinking, not just a copy of someone's words. For English learners, this is a wonderful tool. Do not just type new words into a list on your phone. Get a special notebook for new words. Write the new word down. Then write a full sentence using that word. A sentence that is true for you. Feel the shape of the letters as you write them. This physical connection makes the word feel more real to your brain. When you are learning grammar, like verb forms, do not just look at a chart in a book. Write it out yourself. The action of writing, I go, you go, he goes, she goes, helps to burn that pattern into your brain. It becomes more automatic. So when you speak, the right word comes out more easily. So embrace the slowness of writing by hand. It is a powerful friend on your learning journey. Section 11. The blueprint step. 11. Active recall, the most powerful technique of all. We have now arrived at the top of the mountain. This next technique is the single most effective, most powerful learning strategy. If you only remember one thing from our entire conversation today, please let it be this one. It is the secret to studying efficiently and effectively. It is called active recall. And it is probably the total opposite of how you study now. Let's think about how most people study. They reread their notes. They rewatch a lesson video. They highlight sentences in a textbook. This is called passive review. You are passively letting the information come into your eyes. This feels good. It feels easy, and it is a trap. It creates the illusion of competence that we talked about. Because you see the information again, it feels familiar. You think, oh yes, I know this. But there is a huge difference between recognizing something and recalling something. Recognizing is seeing a face in a crowd and thinking, I have seen that person before. Recalling is seeing that same face and saying, that is my friend David. Tests do not ask you to recognize information. They ask you to recall it. Life asks you to recall it. Active recall is the action of pulling information out of your brain with effort, without looking at the answer. It is closing the book and asking yourself, okay, what were the main ideas of that chapter? How can I explain this in my own words? What were the 10 words on that list? Every time you struggle and you finally pull the answer out of your memory, you are doing something amazing in your brain. You are not just looking at the memory. You are rebuilding it. You are making the connection stronger. You are rewiring your brain. Passive review is like walking on a faint path in a forest. The path stays faint. Active recall is like getting on your hands and knees and paving that path with stones. It becomes a strong, permanent road. So how can you practice active recall? It's very simple. First, the blank sheet method. After you read a chapter in a book or finish a lesson, close the book, take a blank piece of paper and write down everything you can remember. Key ideas, examples, pictures, everything. When you are finished, open the book again. Compare your paper to the book. What did you miss? Where are the gaps? Those gaps are your new study guide. They show you exactly where to focus. Second, ask questions. When you take notes, don't just write statements. Turn your notes into questions. Instead of writing, mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell. Write a question. What is the powerhouse of the cell? And on the back, write the answer. Then you can quiz yourself. Third, use flashcards the right way. Flashcards are a great tool for active recall, but only if you use them correctly. Look at the front of the card. Force yourself to say the answer out loud. Really try to pull it from your memory. Only then turn the card over to check. Don't cheat yourself. The Feynman technique, teaching something to someone else, is a powerful form of active recall. You are forcing yourself to recall, organize, and explain. For my dear English learners, this is your golden key. This is how you move from just understanding English to actively speaking English. Stop just rereading your vocabulary lists. Test yourself all the time. Don't just listen to English. After you listen to a short story, pause it and say a summary of the story out loud in your own words. When you learn a new grammar rule, close the book and try to create 5 new original sentences using that rule. I promise you, it will feel harder than just rereading. It will feel like a struggle sometimes. But please remember this. That struggle is not a sign that you are failing. No. That struggle is the feeling of learning. It is the sound of your brain building new connections. It is the feeling of getting stronger. So please embrace that feeling. Welcome that struggle because true, deep learning is on the other side. Section 12, the blueprint. Step 12, protect your mind, the discipline of forgetting. We have reached the final step of our permanent memory blueprint, the 12th step. This last step is a little different. It is not a technique for remembering more. It is a discipline for choosing what to forget, or more importantly, what to ignore. Think about it. Your attention is a precious resource. It is like a small, special treasure. Your working memory, the space in your mind right now, is also very limited. In our modern world, everyone wants your treasure. Every notification on your phone, every email, every social media post, every advertisement. Every time you look at a notification or scroll through social media, just because you are bored or read a silly news story that doesn't matter, you are spending your precious treasure. You are spending your attention. You are filling your mental workspace with junk, with noise, with things that are not important to you. If your mind is full of junk, there is less room for the things that truly matter, the things you really want to learn and remember. Trying to remember important information in a cluttered mind is like trying to find your keys in a very, very messy house. It is almost impossible. So our final step is to become a guardian. a protector of your own mind. You must practice mental hygiene, just like you practice physical hygiene by brushing your teeth. This means you must make choices, conscious choices. Unsubscribe from emails that are just selling you things. Turn off all the notifications on your phone that are not essential. You do not need to know every time someone likes your photo. That little ding sound is designed to steal your attention. You must fight back. You should also think about your information diet, just like you think about your food diet. Are you consuming high-quality information? Things that help you grow, learn, and feel good? Or are you filling your mind with junk food, gossip, anger, endless videos that have no meaning? Be a curator. Choose what you allow into your mind. It is also very important to have time with no information. Set aside some time every day to be offline, to be quiet, to let your mind be bored. Boredom is not empty. Boredom is a space. It is the space where your brain can finally process the information it learned. It is the space where your own ideas can be born. If you are always consuming information, you are never thinking. You are never creating. You are never consolidating. This discipline makes your attention muscle stronger than anything else. When you reduce the noise from the outside world, you have so much more focus for your inner world, for the things you have decided are truly important. You create a calm, clean, organized space in your mind. In this space, all the other techniques we talked about can work perfectly. For my English learners, this is so crucial. If your goal is to learn English, then create an English world for your mind. This does not mean a flood of random English information. It means you replace your junk food with nutritious food. Instead of scrolling social media in your own language, find interesting English speakers to follow. Instead of listening to the same pop music, find an English podcast that you love, like this one. Be intentional. Protect your mind from the noise that does not help you, and fill that beautiful, quiet space with the language you want to master. This is the final step because it holds everything else up. It is the foundation that makes your new memory house strong and sustainable. Let's go back, all the way back to the beginning of our time together. Let's think about that person at the party. Their mind is blank. They cannot remember the name. Let's think about that student in the exam. They feel so frustrated and lost. Let's think about that person in the kitchen. They are worried. Is something wrong with my memory? That person is not you anymore. Imagine it now. With your new skills, you are at the same party. You meet someone new. You look them in the eye. You give them your full attention. Step 2. You hear their name is Rose. Instantly in your mind, you see her holding a giant, beautiful red rose. Step 3. Later, when she leaves, you smile a real smile. And you say, "It was wonderful to meet you, Rose." How does that feel? It is not a moment of embarrassment. It is a moment of connection, of confidence. You feel amazing. Now, imagine you are in that exam. You see a difficult question, but you are not scared. You take a deep, calm breath. You take a mental walk through your mind palace. Step 8. There it is, by the kitchen sink. You see the crazy image you put there? It reminds you of the first part of the answer. And yesterday, you explained this topic to your cat. Step 7. So you remember the simple explanation you created. You don't just answer the question, you give a great answer. You feel a sense of calm and control. You have the tools. You have the blueprint, the plan. The old sad story that you have a broken brain is finished. You have shattered that lie. Now you know the truth. Your memory is not broken. Your memory is a superpower. It was just sleeping. Now it is waking up. Your memory is a muscle. And for the first time in your life, you have the keys to the gym. You know how to make it strong. Our journey together today is ending, but your journey with your new memory is just beginning. The permanent memory blueprint is not a magic pill. It is a practice. It is something you do. Knowing this information is not power. Using this information is power. So I have a small challenge for you, a gentle invitation. Please choose just one technique from today, just one, and apply it to one small thing in your life. Maybe tonight before you sleep, you can take 5 minutes. Review the most important thing you learned today. Step 9. Or maybe the next time you go shopping, you can make a crazy story. Instead of writing a list, step 4. Just pick one and do it. This is the first small step. And every big journey begins with one small step. If this podcast gave you an aha moment, if you felt that little shift inside you from feeling worried to feeling hopeful, then I have a few small invitations for you. First, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like. It is a simple way to say thank you and support our channel. Second, please subscribe if you want to continue this journey with me. Our training together has only just begun. And third, and this is the most important one, please go to the comment section right now. Tell me, which of the 12 steps are you going to try first? When you write it down, you make a promise to yourself. It is a powerful act of commitment. I will read every single comment. You were meant to hear this today because you were ready. You were ready to feel different. You were ready to stop feeling frustrated and start feeling powerful. The feeling of forgetting is a choice, and the feeling of confidence from a trained memory is also a choice. Today, you learned how to choose. Welcome to your new life. Welcome to your new mind. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. It was an honor to be with you. Keep going. You are doing wonderfully. See you next time, my friend.